Hello everybody and welcome to another episode in our Pantry Raid series. Now the plight of the home cook is you want to make an exotic recipe and you go out and you buy some rare ingredient and you're just not sure what else to use it for. Well, let's take those rare ingredients and combine them into a food catch-all category. Let's make Southeast Asian curry. Undoubtedly, we've all come across a curry at some point in our life, but there really are thousands, if not millions, of variations from all over the world. And in Asia, it seems almost every neighborhood has a new way that they make curry. We're going to draw upon flavors that are found predominantly in Southeast Asia for this curry. And if there are ingredients that you don't have in your kitchen, I do recommend that you try and source them, because if you want to try other foods from that region, it's great to have these items in your pantry. There's a little bit of a debate about whether you should use a food processor or a mortar and pestle when you are making your curry paste. I tend to fall where tradition lies, and that's going to be with a mortar and pestle, and I think it does a better job of really breaking down the ingredients to a cellular level, written. And so that's the one I'm going to go with most of the time. Now let's take a look at some of the ingredients that we're going to be using today. For our curry paste, I'm looking for fresh turmeric, fresh ginger, peppers. I have serrano peppers here, garlic, shallots, coriander seeds, cumin seeds, and a little bit of black peppercorns, fresh lemongrass, shrimp paste, limes, and coconut milk. I put the specifics of each ingredient in the description down below, so feel free to check that out if you want to follow along. We're also going to be using shrimp as our protein for this curry. The great thing about making a curry paste like this is you can use any protein. You can even make a bunch of vegetables with it. This is a great meal prepping recipe for the week. Kind of gives you that nice dish that you can go back to each day when you don't have enough time to whip up an entire curry. So let's just go ahead and get started. The first thing that we want to do is grind up our spices that we have, the cumin, coriander, and the black peppercorns, to make a powder. And then we're going to discard that as we pound together our fresh ingredients. So I like to go just kind of gently at first so that everything doesn't just jump right out of here. The pepper's already starting to get to my nose. If you have white pepper, that's actually a better option, so go ahead and use that. I don't have it, so I'm using the black pepper today. Once we have our powder, I'm just going to put it back, and it's okay if some of it stays in there. It's all going to get incorporated at some point. So next we want to prepare all of our fresh ingredients to be added. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick for you. Everything is chopped up. We are ready to start making our paste. Just a quick note about this recipe. It's not written in stone anywhere. So depending on what you have in your kitchen, adapt it. I don't have kaffir lime leaves, and so I'm using some lime zest. I also didn't have enough shallots, so I'm substituting a little onion. The goal here is to be adaptable and to sometimes think outside the box. Who knows, maybe that substitution will be even better than the original recipe. So please let me know in the comments how you've changed this up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to add the onions first with our peppers, garlic, ginger, and turmeric. For those loyal viewers, you'll notice that yes, I am still cutting turmeric on its own cutting board with its own knife. I did that first in the butternut squash recipe. You can find that video up here. Okay, so let's get to pounding. I'm gonna add the lemongrass too. Let's just do it all. This is just going to take some time and attention, so keep going. And welcome back to our pounding journey. As you can see, we are definitely making some progress, which is good. It's at this point that I'm going to add our fermented fish paste. This may be one of the things that you have laying around in your cupboard. It's a very popular item in Southeast Asia, especially in Malay, Indonesian food. And it is very pungent, it's very fragrant. Using it is a great way to elevate your curry. Now I'm gonna go ahead and re-add our spice blend back in. I'm also going to add that lime zest, kind of brighten this up a little bit. I'm gonna mix it for another couple of minutes and then we'll be ready to go. Well, our curry paste is done and it's time to start cooking. This recipe is gonna call for 400 grams of your protein, and as luck would have it, I have 300 grams of shrimp. So we're gonna be adaptable just like we always are, and I'm going to go ahead and save about a quarter of this, leaving us with a perfect amount for the protein that we do have. I also thinly sliced some red bell pepper that we're going to add before we add our shrimp. Don't be shy. Taste your curry paste along the way. It's going to be very flavorful, but just see kind of where is it lying on the spice, sour, sweet, salty spectrum. Time to make the curry. Why don't you come back here and we'll take a look at how it goes. All right, as you can see, we're already cooking our rice over there on the back burner, and I'm going to add about 1.5 tablespoons of coconut oil. Add the curry paste. Be very careful here. And you can immediately just smell the fragrance that's coming off of the pan. We have a lot of flavors, some real depth of flavor that we've been working with. It's starting to smell real good. We're just gonna cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll add our bell pepper and our shrimp. At this stage, we'll add our bell pepper. And we're just gonna cook this slightly. Great, and now we're ready. We'll add our shrimp. And now we're gonna add our coconut milk. Gonna do about half of it, mix it in, and you can really start to see the color. Nice yellow color, everything's coming together very well. At this stage, I'm also gonna add our tamarind. Tamarind's a lovely flavor, nice and sour. It's gonna go so well with this dish because we do have quite a bit of heat from those peppers. And if you were cooking chicken or pork or another protein, you would definitely want to cook this longer just until it's done. Just go ahead and check on it along the way. I normally like to get it up to a boil and then cut the heat, and the residual heat will finish cooking our shrimp for us. We're all done here. All we have to do is plate. I'll plate this up on a bed of white rice, being pretty liberal with the sauce, and then finish it off with some chopped cilantro. I think we did pretty good with this Southeast Asian curry pantry raid episode, and maybe it's a good reminder that we need to stock our shelves with some interesting ingredients from around the world just for times like these. Let me know in the comments below how you modified this recipe. I'd love to hear your take on it. As for me, I'm gonna dive right in. It looks delicious. So from my kitchen to yours, happy cooking everyone, and until next time.